Hello, Kat here. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to choose your ideal client without reducing your opportunities. I talk to a lot of people who really struggle in this area, so I wanted to do a video to really help you understand why it's so important to choose a micro niche and not to go too broad when it comes to choosing your ideal client. A lot of people have struggled with this that I've talked to lately. They don't know if they've chosen the right person. They're doubting themselves. They're struggling to know whether this person even will pay them money, whether this person will even exist. So hopefully this video is going to really help you have some clarity on your ideal client. So I'm going to go through the 5 reasons why it's so important to get clear on your ideal client. I'm also going to talk about the 5-step checklist, the formula that I have called the PEEPS formula, and I'm also going to give you 3 keys to really make it work. Hey Joe, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. So I'm going to start with 5 reasons why it's really important to have a really clear avatar, a really clear ideal client. Hey Grant, good to see you on here. So you might have heard it called avatar or ideal client or your niche. Now, there's 2 things when it comes to niche. You can have a really broad niche or you can have a really micro niche. And the more micro it is, as long as it's not, excluding most of the population except 3 people, you pretty much can't go too specific. Most people are going way too broad. Hey Phil. So we want to look at how can we get a micro niche, a smaller group of people who we're really going to target and really help and make the most difference for, as opposed to trying to be everything to everyone, or saying that our niche is women from 30 to 40 who live in Sydney. That's not a niche. That is a massive, massive group of people. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons why we want to really narrow it down. The first reason, and I've created an acronym for this, so if you're taking notes, it's the niche acronym. Why do we niche? And more specifically, why do we micro niche? Not just niche, but micro niche. The first one, the N, is to create a narrower focus. So a narrower focus. When we are too broad, we don't get very good at helping a specific group of people. We get a little bit good at helping lots of people. So people pay for mastery. People don't pay for generalists, they pay for specialists. Hey Elena. So if you had a sore shoulder, for example, you would probably want to go to a shoulder specialist if it was really, you'd had that sore shoulder for a long time, you can't figure it out, it's really causing you a lot of pain. You'd probably not go to your GP. You'd want to go to someone who was like, all I do is shoulders, right? So if you want to, let's say, go to someone who, I was talking to a lady today who said, do you do career coaching? And I said, it depends, because you don't want to just take on anyone and say, oh yeah, I can help you with that, I can help you with that. You want to say, no, I'm really good at this specific thing, so that you get really, really good at it. You get great testimonials. You get lots of results for people in that area, and then you become that go-to person. So it helps you when you sit down to write a piece of content or create a video if you've got a narrower focus. Because, for example, if I was going, okay, I just want to help people be awesome. I want to help people have an awesome life. I'm going to sit down with a blank piece of paper. What am I going to write about? It's really hard. But I think, okay, I help small business, service-based businesses. I don't work with product businesses. I don't work with people that have a bricks and mortar store. I don't work with people in corporate. All of those things, I don't understand that world. I stick with what I've done and I teach what I've done myself. So having that narrower focus means that I'm attracting more people who I can know that I can really help. It means that my content is really, really specific and helpful for that specific type of person. Hey, Anthony, thanks for joining us. And so it just makes content creation really easy as well. The second reason, so I'm going through the niche acronym for 5 reasons why you want to really choose well your ideal client, is the I is for greater ideas. Greater ideas. As soon as I niched, like micro niched, I was trying to do too much. I was trying to do mindset and mind, body, like I was trying to, and I was trying to do business at the same time. It didn't work. As soon as I narrowed down and I said, right, I want to help personal trainers, I want to help coaches, I want to help people who are experts in their field. So they are maybe consultants or people that they get paid for their intellectual property and their expertise in their service. I don't work with beauticians. I don't work with real estate agents. I don't work with people who have a cupcake shop. So as soon as I did that, I could really allow all my ideas to flow. And I've never had so many ideas constantly downloading because of the narrow focus. The C is you have more clarity. So you actually have more clarity when you narrow, which kind of sounds weird. But if I was trying to create a piece of content on, I don't know, how to be empowered, I wouldn't really have a lot of clarity about where to start. Or if I just call myself a life coach, it's like, where do you start? There's no clarity. It's quite confusing. The H is for help more people. People think that if you narrow in, you're going to help less people. It's actually not true, because it's like a dog whistle. You know those whistles where only a dog can hear it? So on Facebook, if people are scrolling and you're talking about empowerment and how to up-level your life and how to fulfill your potential and how to improve your mindset, it's too vague, it's too broad. And you kind of miss everyone, because people aren't like, oh, she really understands me, my problem, my language. So you actually end up helping more people. When you're trying to be everything to everyone, you miss it all. So if you just call yourself a life coach or a mindset coach and you don't have a specific problem and a specific type of person that you help, you're actually going to help less people, which is kind of sad, because I know that you're really good at what you do. All right, the E is for expert and authority. Expert and authority. So when you choose your ideal client, you become an expert in that area and you become known as the authority in that area. You can't be an authority in how to have an awesome life, how to fulfill your potential, how to live your best life, you can see what my pet peeves are, right? Only because I did it, I tried to do it, it didn't work. How to step into your power. Like, what does that even mean? I've used that language before. So if you use it, don't worry, you can still get some clients, but you're just going to position yourself as an expert and authority if you actually choose a problem that you solve and you just get really, really good at that, instead of trying to help someone in their relationship and help them quit smoking and help them with their health and help them change careers. It's like, for example, I run a personal development event for women. It's called Unleash Your Freedom, and it's a very generic name. I know it's not a great example of a specific niche, but it's for people it's for women who want to actually get freedom in their life, which I believe doesn't actually come until you are living on purpose and you're fully free of the opinions of other people, of the rules that you've boxed yourselves into, and the ability to work for yourself. You don't have to work for someone else. So, hey Katie, thanks for joining me. So when I hire speakers, when I invite speakers to come and be a guest, I would never hire just a life coach, or I'd never get someone in to speak that was just an empowerment coach or a potential coach or a success coach. I get someone in who is a master at health coaching. I get someone in who's a master at dating or in relationships, a master at finances, because you'll have more opportunities to speak in other people's workshops, other people's events, other people's stages, if you've really honed in one thing. So my one thing is influence. That's the thing I want to be known for. That's what I study. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I spend all my time doing. So what's your one thing? What's your one topic? There's a great book on this, by the way, called The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's brilliant. I highly recommend it. The One Thing by Gary Keller. And he talks about this, people that are super successful, they really focus on one thing. And you might have a few things under that. So under influence, I have sales, I have marketing, I have presenting, I have the strategies that's worked for me to attract my ideal clients and influence others. So you have an umbrella topic. It might be confidence, it might be parenting, and under that you'll have all your topics, but you're known for that one problem. So there's a formula that I use as a checklist to kind of tick, 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 tick 5 things to make sure that you're choosing your niche that's micro and that's your ideal client. So I'm going to go through those. The acronym is PEEPS, P-E-E-P-S. Who's my peeps? Hey, Desiree. Hey, Johnny. Good to see you. Well, I can't see you, but good to have you on here. So PEEPS. So write it down. P-E-E-P-S. Who's my peeps? So the first one is passion. What are you really, really passionate about? What's your one thing that you are just passionate about? You could do it all day and you just want to be known as that one thing. So you, just because you can help people in lots of different areas doesn't mean you should. So I could help people. I'm passionate about playing the drums. I could help people play the drums, but I don't want to. I'm passionate about doing it myself, but I'm not passionate about teaching it. I'm really passionate about traveling. I've moved countries. I've got different skills in that area, but just because I can do it and I've done it for myself doesn't mean I'm passionate about helping other people do it. So what are you passionate about helping other people to do? What do you just love helping people to do? I love helping people grow their business. I just love it. I could do it all day. I do it. I mean, I'm on holiday at the moment, but I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it, because I love it. I love my business. I love helping people grow their business. I love helping people get clarity. I love helping people have greater influence, be greater leaders. So these are all different things that fall under my banner of influence, right? So think about what you're passionate about helping people overcome. For some of you, you're passionate about helping people to find a relationship. Some of you, you're passionate about helping bring up great leaders and great culture in the workplace. For some of you, you're passionate about helping that mum get her child to bed. So passion is the first one. The E is your experience. How much experience do you have? Now, this is one that we can fix. We can go out and we can get qualified. We can go and have practice clients, so we're getting experience in it. We're getting testimonials, but we have to have some credibility. I was working with a lady recently that wanted to position herself as helping people get healthier, but she doesn't have any qualifications in it. And it's not like anyone's ever asked me to show them my pieces of paper, like my nutrition diploma and my personal training certificate and my diploma in cognitive behavior therapy. No one's ever asked for that. But if you don't have experience actually helping people get a result, then it's potentially not the best ideal client for you. Now, if you're just starting out, you just use what you've got. You might use your logos that you've got from, your degree, or you're part of the ICF Federation if you're a coach. You might have a logo of the qualification that you've got as a life coach, or as a NLP practitioner, or as a hypnotherapist. So use whatever you've got, but make sure that you show your experience through your marketing. The second E in the number 3 is eagerness, and this is eagerness of your market. So it's not your eagerness, that's your passion, it's the eagerness of people. Will they pay you for what you want to do? People pay to solve a problem, right? They don't just pay for something nice to have. They want to solve a problem. So how eager are they to actually invest money into you? Now, there's 4 areas that you can go into. It's health, wealth, relationships, and passion. Really, they kind of all come down to those 4 things. Sometimes people say to me, it's easier for you, Kat, because you're helping people actually make money and get a return back for their investment of coaching, right? Which is partially true. It's easy to sell. I find it easy to sell because people do get their money back. But if someone has a burning passion for something, it's not just a little hobby on the side, a burning passion, they will pay for that. They will pay for that. There's people that will pay for that. And you just decide, okay, my ideal client has money. Which brings me to the next point, which is profitability. So we've got passion, experience, eagerness, profitability. If your client doesn't have money, they're not your ideal client. You need to be profitable. You cannot be running a business where you're stressed out, you're stressed over money, and you're trying to, to help all these people that don't have money. The best thing that you can do is go for people that have money and get yourself to what I call your freedom figure, which is your monthly figure where you're not stressing about money, you have everything covered, all your bills covered, you've got enough for the lifestyle that you want, your ideal lifestyle, and then you'll come from a beautiful place of serving. You can go and do pro bono, you can go and speak at a school, you can go and speak to groups of women who are maybe unemployed and have suffered from domestic violence, and you can go and help them. But you can't help them until you're profitable. So please don't pick an ideal client at the moment. If you're just starting out, that's going to just be uphill battle because they can't afford you. So what will happen is you'll end up back in your job, not helping anyone. So it's not greedy to choose an ideal client that has money, because that's going to keep you in business and actually helping more people and having a bigger impact. And number 5 is the S is skills. So you want to make sure that you've got skills in that area. Again, it's something you can hone and refine. But if you are really passionate about helping someone but you don't have enough skills yet, so for example, a lot of my clients that don't have good skills at sales, at marketing, at copywriting, at presenting, these are all skills that I teach, and I help people get better at them so that they can actually serve this ideal client even better, even greater. And Joe says, what about a master of workplace culture? Nice. Is that a book, Joe? I haven't heard of that. Sounds great. Joe says, I'm passionate about helping women become confident in their careers. Love it. That's a great niche. Perfect. And then you might make it a little bit more micro. So women who are in middle management, or women who have been in their careers 10 years or longer, like you can kind of hone that down a little bit as well. Hey, George, thanks for joining us. Okay, so that's the PEEPS formula. So what you can do is, if you've kind of got an ideal client in mind, or you're already working with people, you can run it through that checklist, and you can just say, okay, how passionate am I on a scale of 1 to 10 for this kind of person? So I was working with a guy recently, and he had 2 different people that he wants as his target market, both quite different. And one was women, one was men, but also other differences. So I said, right, we've just actually got to choose one to get started with, because if you try and do 2 target markets at the same time, it's very difficult. I tried to do that, it doesn't work. That's why people don't recommend it, because you're split focused too much, way too much. So I said, we're just going to pick one that we're going to get started with, and then we're going to park the other one for later. So all we did is we went through the PEEPS checklist. Okay, how passionate are you about helping this woman on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, how passionate are you about helping this man on a scale from 1 to 10? And we just went through each of them, and it just became really, really obvious who the best choice was. You can actually add up the score and just pick. Okay, the last thing I'm going to share with you is 3 keys to really making this work, to making your micro niche work. So let's say you've decided on your ideal client, and you're pretty sure that's the one. You've run it through the PEEPS model and you feel ready to go. Here's three things to make it work. The first one is choose what problem you are solving. Choose what problem you're solving. So I get a lot of questionnaires coming in from my clients about their ideal client. It's one of the first things we do is lay that foundation, because it's the bottleneck. If you don't get it right, nothing else will work in your business. Your sales, your marketing, everything won't work. So you've got to get that ideal client right, because otherwise you'll waste heaps of time and money. So I'll get the questionnaires back and just check and make sure it's really specific. And something that I notice is that people aren't clear on the problem that they're solving. So they might want to help someone get from this level to this level, but actually people pay when they're in pain. People pay when there's a cost. People pay when there's a consequence for not doing something, right? So there's only a very small percentage of the population that pay to make their awesome life even awesomer. Most people pay because there's a niggling frustration that's annoying them and they want to get out of that pain. So choose a problem that you solve. The second key is to be clear on who you don't work with. A lot of people are really scared to do this because it's excluding people. So I really struggled with this personally. I didn't want to exclude people. I wanted to be able to help everyone. But I have a lot of people who contact me now and I just say, I'm not the right coach for you. Let me help you find someone who is. I did that today. So just be clear on who you don't work with, because then you'll call out your people, and you will just have so much more fun. You'll be so passionate about helping them because they're your people, they're the right people. So in your ideal client, when you write it out, make sure you include all the things of who you don't want to attract. So I don't want to attract time wasters. I don't want to attract people that don't have money. I don't want to attract people that aren't willing to invest in themselves, that aren't committed, that aren't teachable, that aren't going to take actions and follow through. So put that out there in your marketing, who you're not going to work with. And the third key is to let everyone know who your ideal client is. So don't just say, I'm a business coach. Say, I help this type of person to get this type of result and solve this kind of problem. So put it in your Facebook, put it on Instagram, put it on your website, put it on your LinkedIn, put it everywhere. Like, let everyone know who your ideal client is. Most people are afraid to do this because maybe they're scared of losing clients, maybe they're scared of losing money. But I guarantee that if you stick to this, you will attract the right people and you will have a bigger impact. So I hope that's helped you guys. Do you have any questions? Please post them below. Happy to answer. If you're watching this as a recording, just put the comments on there anyway and I will come in and answer them. Hope that has helped. So just as a recap, 5 reasons why you need to choose your ideal client: to narrow your focus, to have greater ideas, to get more clarity, to help more people, and to be the expert and the authority in your niche. A checklist to make it really simple. What is your passion? What's your experience? What's your eagerness of the market for what you're offering? What is your profitability, or is it profitable? And what are your skills? And the 3 keys to make it happen is to choose a problem to solve, be clear on who you don't want to attract, and let everyone know who your ideal client is. Hope that's helped. Have a beautiful evening. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.